Hello there, and welcome to another Ramble review. And today we're talking about the Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection, specifically the PS5 version. And I say that because when this game released, it was kind of in a messy state. There was input lag, even though the online has rolled back, there still was lag in that. Difficulty settings weren't working properly, and the updates would sometimes come at certain consoles at the same time or different times. So this is just my experience for the PS5 version specifically. I don't know the status of all the other ones. From the sound of it, they seem to be working fine, but I'm not 100% sure. This is just my experience again with the PS5 version. For that aside, this is a collection of the 2D era, arcade era, however you want to, say it, of Mortal Kombat. So you got 1, 2, 3, Ultimate 3. WaveNet, which was never released. It was like the arcade online more Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 with, I believe, some tweaks to characters. I'm not 100% sure what these tweaks are, but there's that. And then there's MK4, which is still 2D era, even though it has 3D models. It's a 2D era still. And it has also some extras like Trilogy, which is console only. The souped up version of Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 has every character from the era. And you also have little extras like we got Special Forces and Sub-Zero Mythologies. And there's even 3D era games, but in handheld form. I don't know why they threw that in there, but it's there. They're not really great, but hey, they're there, I guess. From my experience, all these games work perfectly fine. I didn't experience any input lag while playing offline. I like the fact that there's save states, so you want to stop for all the games. There's rewind features as well. If you don't want to just keep saving, reloading, you can just rewind after getting your ass kicked, especially since some of these games are notoriously hard. Especially MK2. To me, that Shao Kahn's way harder than MK3 Shao Kahn. But there is a rewind function, so you could use that if you want to play it, or you could put the game on super easy because they fix the difficulty options as well. You could mess with blood. You could also, since these are the arcade games, the arcade versions, you can mess with the arcade settings, and you can see, at least for 1, 2, and 3, you can see all the endings right away. You don't need to beat the game if you don't want to, over and over and over again, or save and then die and change character, like that. But I believe it's just 1, 2, and 3 that does this. I don't believe UMK3 does this. And I know Trilogy doesn't do that either. Again, you can just do the save and load. I'm a big Mortal Kombat fan. I grew up with it. It's my favorite fighting game. I'm extremely close to it. I have a sentimental reason too. As my grandmother, she let me my grandmother and my parents basically let me play anything I wanted, and she would see me play this game, and like, oh my god, it's so violent. But I actually had the Super Nintendo version. That's the one I grew up with. I knew the arcades, but I was still too young. Didn't really know where to go for arcades. Didn't go there a lot. I didn't know, because again, I was a kid. But I grew up with the censored Super NES version, and playing the Super NES version of MK1 and playing the uncensored Genesis version, I still prefer the Super Nintendo version. It just sounds and looks so much better than the Genesis version. Like, the Genesis version sounds terrible compared to the Super NES version, and it does not look as good as the Super NES version. Also, there are some fatalities I prefer in the Super NES version. I know Sub-Zero's iconic Spy Ramp is part of the arcade in the Genesis version, but I do like his Super NES fatality more because it makes more sense. It's freezing. Same with Raiden. So yeah, there are some stinkers on Super NES one, like Kano's, which pull out your liver or grate out heart or whatever. But yeah, again, I love Mortal Kombat. This is probably the Midway era is probably my favorite, and I hope a 3D era collection comes. I really do, because that's Deception, which to me is the best Mortal Kombat. But for this era, MK2 is my personal favorite. I love the gameplay. I mean, use Sub-Zero, and this one Kuai Liang was Sub-Zero after Bihan got murked and everything from Scorpion previously. But this one is my favorite one, and it's why I like also MK11, because I see a lot of similarities to MK11 to MK2. It's more about spacing, waiting for that moment. It's not rushed down and everything like MK3. I don't hate MK3, but I prefer the more slow and steady of MK2 compared to MK3. But MK3, the combos are still fun, even though I pick low tier characters that get their ass kicked online. I still go with them, like Jade and Shiva and stuff like that. Uh, I tested some of the handheld games. I think they're crap. I don't like them really. I just like played for a little bit. I was like, nah. That's why I beat Special Forces finally, and Mythologies. Mythologies was ridiculously hard when I was a kid, and Special Forces I never got it because it looked like crap. And lo and behold, I beat Special Forces, and it is so fucking boring. I forced myself through that entire game. But yeah, it's a pain in the butt. It's like it's so dull. And I know there was a big development issues behind that. A lot of things were cut, and you can tell because it's so dull. Mythologies actually is not bad. The platforming sucks ass. It's very rigid and everything. But if you know how to play like MK3, you just know some combos and you do it, and it's fun beating up the enemies like this. And it rewards you for combat as you gain more powers, like your ice, like a freeze, a super freeze, like you smash enemies and stuff like that. So it's a janky game for a platformer. Like if the platforming was just better, I think it would be remembered a little bit more fondly. But it's just the platforming is just ass, and there's a lot of platforming. Thank God there's a rewind function in this game and save states and everything. Otherwise, wow. And then there's also the fantastic cutscenes, the live action ones with some great acting. And I actually like the Mythologies too because it shows Bihan is not cartoonishly evil like how he is in NRS era, where like even the most recent M1K where he's just twirly mustache evil. When the midway era Bihan was a little bit more grade and full blown on evil. So that's one of the reasons I also like this Mythologies. It kind of expands on him. I kind of wish we got like more Mythologies for more characters, but this game I think bombed or just did overall terribly, even review wise. So that never happened. Then you have the tons and tons of content you could look into. Like there's a lore, you could read up on all the characters, which games they're on, the specific lore in like each game, what was the plot, the leading up to it, timeline. Then there's tons of interviews and videos with that timeline. You can watch them. It's like a treasure trove of content. If you're an MK fan and you just want it all together, this is just it's just an amazing collection of information and just most part games. Only thing that sucks is we don't have MK4 Gold. I know it's busted, but this collection feels incomplete without that game. And I know there's other versions of MK1 and 2 and 3 or whatever that are missing from here, but I think the most important ones, like the Super NES and Genesis ones, to me anyway, they're here, so that's what matters, and the arcade ones. But yeah, the MK4 Gold that was on the Dreamcast, it sucks they could not get that one. Even it was busted and everything, like balance wise, but to be honest, most MK games are, especially back in the day. But yeah, it just sucks they couldn't get that, especially they had the endings were redone and everything. And higher Dreamcast graphics is no more in-game models. It was like its own from the ground up cutscenes. So it sucks we don't have that. What is kind of cool with this MK4 is you can actually up the resolution. So this is the best I've seen MK4 ever. Visual wise, the models look real nice. You can just up-res it, or if you don't want that, you can make them look as horrible as you want to as well. Now for online, don't bother with quick match. You're not going to find anything. And also, thankfully, before they stopped, because I think they're done with updating this game, Hopefully they're working again on the 3D Error collection. Hope that really happens, please God. Um, the last big update was crossplay, which was really needed, and you can tell the difference. Because I tried, what you gotta do, don't do quick match. You're not gonna find anything. You're gonna go to the lobbies, and with the lobbies, it'll show you what's available. And without crossplay, I found like 2 rooms. With crossplay, there was a crap ton of rooms made, so that made a difference. And what's great about the lobbies is you could join any of them and make other lobbies within those lobbies with your games too. So you can have multiple games going on, and you even have the trilogy and UNK3 2v2 fights happening, which is fucking cool. I think that's awesome. The tag fights and everything like that. Well, kind of tag fights. You're not like tagging in, but when you die, you get the other character. So that's cool. They put that in for an online option. I had no problem making games, joining games. When you first join in, there's a match going on. You can't see it, but after that match is done, you'll review every single other match. Lag-wise, as of right now, I had no real issues. I didn't feel any lag problems or anything like that. Maybe one match I had, I felt kind of funky, but most of my matches that I played, even though I got my ass kicked most of the time, because it sucks when you like someone that's not high tier in these games, which actually seem to matter at least, because Ermac is crazy. But yeah, they ran perfectly fine. Even if, say, you make a room and you leave, that room still stays open, so those people don't get screwed over. Because I've done that myself. I left the room because I was like, let me do another one. Come on, play a different game. But yeah, so finding rooms as of right now still isn't a problem. It's still pretty easy. You can still make your room, and pick your games, pick your version of the games. It's pretty much 1 through 4. You can play this, and I accept the handheld versions of those games. You should be able to play online with any of again 1 through 4. So yeah, so it's free range. You got your favorite version. You can play online. You gotta hope someone joins. I've made a few lobbies, and it took maybe like 5 minutes. Someone saw it and joined. So yeah, it's pretty easy to make and join a lobby. The experience is pretty smooth for the most part, at least for me, and it's fun. So yeah, I love this collection. I think it's awesome. It's nice to have all this in one neat package. Again, it sucks they couldn't get Mortal Kombat 4 Gold, but it is what it is. And I hope they make a 3D Error collection. That would be fantastic to finally have Deception like available to everyone without emulation or anything like that. It would be awesome. So hoping to mind my ramble, and for gamer's sake, keep gaming.